Welcome. My name's Star if you don't know me. Today we're going to give you 3 alternatives for every toxic product that you use in your daily life. And some of them you might not even know you use, but don't worry, I'm going to give you the info right here today. So if you click this and you're watching this, there's a chance that you might already realize that not all the products they sell us in the store are actually good for our body or our health or longevity. Before we get going here, I'm going to jump right into it, but let me get a few more disclaimers out of the way. This video is not made at all to stress you out. It's just to make you aware of the reality of certain products that might not be being completely honest with people or transparent. I want people to make the choice of what they're going to put into their body, and I want them to be aware of what that is, so they can make the choice for themselves of what to use and what not to use, and if they can find better alternatives, then that's great, that are better for their health and their family and their dreams, and be the best version of themselves that they have the potential to be. Alright, so let's jump right into it. We wake up in the morning, we brush our teeth, hopefully. When we brush our teeth with the average toothpaste, we can consume up to 219 milligrams of fluoride per year, and that's not even accounting for other abrasives and detergents and preservatives and things like that. So instead, I'm going to give you 3 alternatives. I'm going to do this for every product, so I'll only say it this one time. But alternative 1 for toothpaste is homemade toothpaste. I don't know if you guys have heard about this, but it's basically taking 2 tablespoons coconut oil. You're going to take 2 tablespoons of Bentonite Clay, which is just to help capture plaque. You're going to use 2 tablespoons activated charcoal, 10 to 15 drops of organic peppermint oil, and you're going to use 1 tablespoon of water. If you mix that up, you've got yourself a homemade all-organic toothpaste that does every job that it needs to do, freshens the breath, removes plaque, protects the teeth, has all the same components but without the chemicals or fluoride or other added unnecessary chemicals. If you don't want to make it yourself, there's also other organic brands like the Natural Dentist Toothpaste. I've heard they're really good from my research. Also, Happy Tooth Natural Toothpaste. So both of those are all organic, no fluoride, no chemicals, only natural elements in the products. Next, we all use shampoo, conditioner. So your average shampoo and conditioner from a mega corporation, there's sulfates and silicone, and you can absorb as much as 500 milligrams a year, plus 30 milligrams of parabens, 500 milligrams of fragrances. These all come from the shampoo and conditioner. So there are organic options as well, natural options. Some of the ones I found from my research were Innersense, number 1, Innersense, Sienna Natural, and Ursa Major. There's a lot of other organic, natural shampoos out there. You just have to do the research and look into what the brand's about, what they stand for. Do they have any other interests, corporate interests? Are they being funded by any major corporation that might be too disconnected from what's actually in the product and what it might do to people? Perfume and Cologne. I didn't really expect this one, but it makes sense when you think about it. It's literally like a chemical you're spraying on yourself and into the air. If you want to smell good, one organic option you can do that's really simple and easy is save your citrus peels, lemons, oranges, and just rubbing those on yourself lightly can make you smell good, like a citrus smell. Or there's a lot of good organic essential oils that have good smells. And there's also certain organic perfume brands. One that I found was Strange Invisible Perfumes, which is a company you could look into. They make all organic fragrances that you can wear. Another one that we're starting to find out about, you might know about it, you might not, Non-Stick Pans. Lethal. So bad for you. You can release about 2.3 million microplastics and other chemicals into your food from every 1 hour of cooking with them, which that's a ton. That's like more than a lot of these products. So non-stick pans can be coated with Teflon, other harmful chemicals, and also just as they break up, there's plastics in there and that will get into your food. So instead of using those, you can use cast iron pans, ceramic or stainless steel. All of those are pretty safe. I mean, make sure you look into that the brand is reputable and you know what their product's all about. But you're pretty much always safe with cast iron, ceramic, stainless steel. Another thing you can do is get one of these 3 brands that I did research about. They're very reputable and credible. Smithy Ironware and Emil Henry. They have a lot of research done behind their cooking products to make sure they're safe. As well as that goes with plastic cooking utensils. So if you're cooking with a plastic spatula, you're releasing about 100,000 microplastics per hour cooking with that into your food. For silicone, it's more like 10,000 microplastics per hour. That's still a lot when it adds up. A lot less, but still not good. So I would advise cooking with wooden utensils. They have no known microplastics released. You can get bamboo utensils, and you can get high quality stainless steel utensils. None of those will release any weird shit into your food. It will cut out all of that from being ingested in your daily life. One you wouldn't expect is facial cleansers and moisturizers, those type of products. You can ingest 3,000 milligrams of toxic chemicals per year. Some of them are sodium lauryl sulfate, parabens found in 50% of facial cleansers, and artificial fragrances, which can cause cancer and other irritation and diseases. Some that I found that are good are Laurel Whole Plant Organics, Mahalo Skincare, and Maya Chia. And I'm sure there's a lot of other good ones out there if you look into it. And for moisturizers, you want to avoid mineral oil, I don't know how to say this one, but petrolatum, and dimethicone. They're all carcinogens. And you can go with the same 3 brands that I said before for the moisturizers. And there are some other good ones you can find at like Trader Joe's or places like that that have pretty decent facial moisturizers that are organic. Another one I wanted to talk about was our produce, because there's so many different pesticides and chemicals in our produce. If you don't get organic and wash it, and if you don't go to at least a little bit of a length to get some good produce somewhere credible like Erewhon or Trader Joe's or maybe Ralph's, if you look in the right places. But from my research, it said it's best to go to local farmers markets, and there's something called Full Circle you can get produce from. I think it's a delivery type deal. And then there's something called the Farm Connection, which also is a delivery base, and they deliver organic, non GMO produce. So there are options to try to get fresh shit, or obviously you could grow your own vegetables and fruit. I know not a lot of people have that luxury because land can be expensive and the economy and building can be expensive, but there are ways around that, and there are grants and different programs to help. But the agricultural system does need to be improved. I think we're open to suggestions on that right now, considering the state of the agricultural, health right now in America especially. And then as far as that, there's also dairy milks, which have a lot of harmful things in them, or can. There's a growth hormone in dairy milks that's called RBGH hormone, which is a growth hormone, and it's been linked to causing cancer, Alzheimer's, as well as many other diseases as well. And that's just one thing. There's also pus. Sometimes they dye their milk more white than it would be because it would be yellow. So obviously that's not ideal to be putting in your body. So I would advise switching to something like oat milk, coconut milk, maybe almond milk. All these are better than dairy milk. Some that I found from my research that are good is Elmhurst 1925. They make organic non-dairy milks. 3 Tree Organics makes good non-dairy milks. Malt Organics. And one that I buy sometimes that isn't as healthy as the other 3 is Chobani oat milk. Sometimes I get vanilla, which isn't the healthiest for you, but it's better than dairy milk, and it tastes a lot better too. It tastes amazing in cereal. So there's a lot of good alternatives for dairy milk to get you off of that. Because I grew up drinking it, but when I switched when I got older, I just grew to love oat milk, coconut milk, almond milk. Any of those are like fire to me. But you gotta look for the healthy ones too if you really want to have longevity and do the best you can for your body. And then obviously you want to avoid the megacorp cereals, because as you know or might have heard from social media, they're really bad. And you can ingest like 100 milligrams of toxic dyes per year, such as red 40, yellow 5, blue 1, blue 2, a lot of toxic dyes in the corporate cereals. So instead you can get a Nature's Path. One that I buy sometimes is also Leap and Lemurs. Let me look who it's by. I actually have some right here. Enviro Kids, Nature's Path. Okay, yeah, so this is a Nature's Path brand. But Leap and Lemurs is gluten-free, organic. It's not like the most healthy, but it's 10 times better than like Kellogg's, or it's 10 times better than other megacorp cereal brands. It's got nothing in it but whole grain cornmeal, cane sugar, peanut butter, molasses, fair trade cocoa powder, sea salt, soy oil, which probably isn't the best, but it'll do, chocolate flavor, tapioca, vitamin E. You can also get Erewhon. Erewhon cereal is known to be really good, organic. You gotta look around, but from my research, it's known to be pretty good, top of the board quality wise. You can also get this brand called Purely Elizabeth that I found, and they make all organic cereal, no added dyes or chemicals or anything. So that one looks pretty good too. But these are like the best of the best. Another thing you want to avoid moving on here is corporate processed meat, because it can contain about 1,000 milligrams of sodium nitrate per year that can be ingested. And it's really bad. It's known to cause cancer, colon cancer, all kinds of things. You gotta really look for fresh organic meat. It's worth paying more if you can, because you're avoiding a lot of these things that might be in your meat. From my research, there's a program you could order meat from called Butcher Box. They do, fair raised meat, no chemicals or hormones or anything, and they will ship it to you iced and whatnot. And then there's also a program, Vital Choice. They're a brand. They do organic meat. Mary's Chicken does organic, grass-fed, farm-raised chicken. And then another option is you could just have your own slaughter, which I know not a lot of people would want to do, but you could have a chicken coop and have the man of the house take care of that. Or there's things you can get for making it easier, or you could also just eat the chicken's eggs and not butcher a lot of them. I don't know if I could do that myself personally. I think that I could if I had to, like, live off the grid, but obviously I would rather just buy a chicken that's already been butchered and not alive, obviously. But yeah, that's an option if you really want clean, unprocessed meat from the source. It's obvious, but a lot of people might not think about that, You want to avoid a lot of bottled water. Some of it is not the best water. You can consume about 50,000 microplastic particles a year from bad bottled water, and that's about 3 to 5 grams of plastic per year ingested. Also a synthetic chemical called BPA. And some of the best water sources that I found were the Soma water filter. My girlfriend was telling me about Kangen water filter, which is really expensive, but it's some of the best water. And then there's also a Topo Chico mineral water is said to be really good, and Icelandic mineral water is said to be really good. I also like the Essentia. I think it's Essentia water. That water is pretty good. I'm not sure. I haven't actually tested it, but I drink it and I like the consistency of it. Plastic food containers are really bad if you put them in the microwave, obviously. Just putting one in the microwave one time, you're gonna contaminate your food with between 100,000 to 1,000,000 microplastic particles that you will then consume and ingest. So instead you can get glass Pyrex food storage containers, or other brands of glass storage containers, or you can get bamboo food storage containers. Amelie Henry ceramic food storage containers are said to be really good online. You also want to avoid toxic cleaning products. A lot of us might not think about this, but it's pretty obvious. They're chemicals that we're using to clean. And some good ones I've found as alternatives for that are 7th Generation is a reputable organic cleaning product brand. E-Cover is a good one. And Dr. Bronner's. These are all much better than your traditional cleaning chemicals because they're actually intended to be safe and organic while still having those same cleaning properties, which is nice. And a few other bonus ones I'll throw in. I know this video is getting long, but I want to give you as much information as possible. Canned foods have a lot of BPA in them sometimes, and also preservatives and other things. So you can get Amy's Kitchen. They have non-BPA canned organic soups. Amy's Kitchen. I buy them sometimes. They're really good flavors too. Other ones I found from my research are Bio Nature. That seemed pretty cool when I read about it. Or Rayo's. They can in glass jars too. I think you have to order them online, or maybe they are in some physical stores, but I'm not sure. And yeah, I think this is all I'm gonna do for today. I might do a part 2 because I still have some products that can be replaced with better alternatives for your overall health. But I hope this helps you eliminate a lot of the main ones that can cause diseases, cancer, Alzheimer's, all types of bad stuff that we just really want to avoid. So let's all avoid those and just try to reach our dreams, stack up, make a difference, be kind in the world, love our families, raise our families, be there for them as long as we can. So this comes with being aware of what we're putting in our bodies, and a lot of these companies don't have our best interests in mind, like we know and like we've seen from watching this. There's an alternative for everything, and we have the power with how we spend our money and where we spend our money. So we control the narrative, just remember that. And we can innovate and use alternatives and invent alternatives for those that don't exist yet. And we can create a sustainable world where we have people's best interests in mind, and people's dreams in mind, and people's families in mind. So I love y'all. Star out.